It's time for a total Hollywood full-blown freakout. And why? Because AI is not coming to just destroy them when it comes to generative video. Oh no. It turns out that video games are getting a fancy new chip from Nvidia, and it makes any video game you can think of look photorealistic. That means movies may not have a place in the marketplace for much longer. Today we'll show it to you and why it's a revolution Hollywood never saw coming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and yes, we use that kind of gendered language around here. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to cruise through the Holly Weirds, telling you what's going on. It's a tour de force of the farce that is celebrity. As we dive in today, consider clicking the like button, drop a comment down below, let us know your thoughts, and let's go, because the news never stops, and neither do we. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at what we've got right here coming out of Nvidia GeoForce. It turns out the movie business might have something to fear greatly. And why? Because every single game you've ever seen, every single game you've ever played, yeah, we're going all the way back to Pong, about to have the option to be photorealistic, and all due to an AI-powered graphics chip that is changing everything inside the industry. And now movies even may have to say, oh my, what's the point in our existence? Gaming, of course, 14 times bigger than the theatrical release industry, and it could be growing in ways that had not been yet foreseen. From Nvidia GeForce, it says, Todd Howard, studio head and executive producer at Bethesda Game Studios, is excited for DLSS5, bringing photorealistic lighting and materials to Starfield. Let's take a look, and then I'll show you what it does to other video games.
Hey, Todd at Bethesda here. You know, we have such a rich history pushing graphics with NVIDIA, going all the way back to Morrowind, that incredible water. And when they showed us DLSS5 and we got it running in Starfield, it was amazing how it brought to life. We've played it. We can't wait for all of you to do so as well.
All right, but what does it look like? Let's find out. Going to Grums, he says, and of course Grums is Mark Kern, who was the project lead on the original World of Warcraft. Here's everything we know about NVIDIA's greatest leap in graphics since real-time ray tracing. It says you can see Digital Foundry's jaw drop in this reaction if they just saw DLSS5. Will ship in fall of 2026 this year. Demo ran 4K on two 5090s, but is already running on a single GPU in their labs. Will run and ship on single GPUs. Doesn't change the scene or the geography, just relights it super accurately. NVIDIA say they look at this as trying to anticipate the original fully realized vision of the games. We can go through all of this, but folks, here's Digital Foundry and what they think about it. Here's the original, what it looks like without the chip running, this AI chip. And I need to explain this too. This is not typically how things work. At least it hasn't been until now. What AI is doing here on this chip is it is interpreting, it is reinterpreting in real time what's on the screen and upgrading it, which means it can be done for any game, anytime, anything on the screen. Here's what it looks like according to Digital Foundry.
And I think it's fair to say that it's one of the most surprising, potentially disruptive, transformative, next generation technologies we've seen.
As you can see, folks, that takes a video game that looked like a video game, and now it looks real. I'm going to show it to you again, okay? And again, this can be done to any game out there. Now, I think it would look quite bizarre if we had this happen with Mario, right? That would be strange indeed. But here's what it does again with games that are made to look that way. Geez Louise, can you imagine how strange it'll be for Mario if you do that on Mario 64? I can't even imagine. But again, modern games, here we go.
The disruptive, transformative, next generation technologies we've seen. Essentially, machine learning is being brought to lighting. The attempt being to bring...
I mean, just look at that. Completely and totally realistic. And that means that games, and here's the other thing, okay? You got to understand this. Zero effort from the studio. The studios making the games don't have to do anything for this to happen. It just happens via AI interpreting this, and it's not happening through any kind of advanced physics or computation. It's happening through the AI using pattern recognition to realize, okay, if I wanted this to look real, what would I do? And then doing it. Now, that also means that the game might not look exactly the same every time because it's happening in real time via AI locally on the AI chip. But this is incredible that it's turning it to look like real life. And because the studios don't have to do anything, this is going to retroactively go back and change older games to look just like, well, they've been totally and fully remastered into photorealism. can you imagine what happens, by the way? Because if you consider for a minute that VR headsets have low power, let's say. I mean, they use power, but they don't have quite the processing power that you can put in a console because of the issues of heat sinks and you're actually wearing the device on your head, right? And so they don't have the same kind of processing. Also, they have to pump out 60 frames per second, usually 120 frames per second, so you don't get sick, in 2 separate 4K goggle systems. So it's very difficult to put out impressive graphics into a headset. But if that can be offloaded into a non-local, AKA it's on a tower separate from the headset, AI chip that is translating what you see on the screen into something photorealistic and then putting that into your headset, folks, you can be in photorealistic very soon within the next year. Going to cost a lot, but you know how the prices drop eventually. You can be in 3D virtual reality, photorealistic environments. This is truly groundbreaking. A little bit more from Digital Foundry.
Photorealism to the games of today and indeed tomorrow.
Look at the difference on that. Look at the difference on that.
Photorealism to the games of today and indeed tomorrow.
Now, you'll notice it's not changing the animations, though. So the facial animations are going to still be herky-jerky and not up to what you would imagine if you wanted to be realistic. The animations can't be adjusted, but who knows? Maybe the next AI chip does that as well. Maybe it translates what looks like very video game-esque stuff and makes it be what you want to see. Here's another example of them playing it on TV. Let's look at this. I think this is Assassin's Creed based on the animation there in the bottom. Okay, here we go.
An increase in hardware technology performance that would enable new lighting techniques. But I think what Nvidia...
Now, the problem here is they're recording that off screen, so I really can't tell, because whenever you're recording a TV, you don't actually get the correct lighting. I can't tell if that's photorealistic because we're looking at it from off screen. Let's do this one more time, folks. This is so amazing to me. Look at I mean, it's just incredible. Okay, but what about the economics of this? What about the economics? Well, what the economics tell us is if you can visit and inhabit, and frankly, this could be very disruptive and addictive, but if you can visit hyper-realistic, photorealistic worlds, then there's no barrier to what can be experienced and had and ventured into. And that leaves really movies sitting in a different place, because part of the barriers one of the barriers to entry has been that a lot of folks don't want to play things that look like video games. They want to live in the real world. Do you remember how much people became addicted to going to the movies and seeing the first Avatar because of the beauty of Pandora? Well, once you offload the processing of geometry and polygons to an AI to clean it up and make it look totally real in real time, suddenly you can go there and you can do it in your house, and you can also shrink down the architecture of a VR headset down to maybe even like the size of sunglasses if that's being processed on a tower just feet away from you. The entire game is about to change, pun intended, when it comes to entertainment and gaming and movies and everything. And I don't think this is one area that people are ready for AI to do. But here it is in a novel situation that may not have been on your radar. I've got somebody in the background who might want to weigh in on this. Andre, give me a thumbs up if you want to come back in and talk about this briefly. Up to you, Andre, if you want to come in. Let me see here. Andre, are you wanting to weigh in? You've been in the background the whole time.
Yeah, sure. I can speak to this very briefly. All I
Tell
can
me what
say
you think about it.
Yeah, well, I think it's scary as I hate this. I absolutely hate this.
All right, tell us why.
Well, because it means that we can't trust anything anymore. That's one thing. Also, imagine how many people working in special effects, programming, any kind of visual effects, they're just going to be fired because AI is going to do everything. Yes. But also, it only goes to show that soon you won't be able to trust literally anything. We see that already. You see like a clip. Is this real? Is it fake? It's complete chaos.
Andre,
another thing, but I have one hope though.
Go for it. I want to show you something after you say this. Go ahead.
Yeah. My one hope here. Remember back in the 90s, you had like this VR craze.
Yes.
Was going to revolutionize the world.
Right.
You had movies made about it, like Lawnmower Man was an example of a movie that kind of like caught that craze. We have virtual reality. It's going to save everything, going to change anything. You had like a TV series about it. and it fizzled away into nothing.
Yes.
And one hope is that this is going to be the same thing, that this is going to be much ado about nothing, and it's just going to fizzle away and people don't care all that much.
Andre, let me show you something technical that I'd like to look at.
Yeah, Karen.
From a technical standpoint, there's something I just noticed that I want you to see. Not in this one, but the next clip. I want you to watch how it reinterprets the hair, because hair in video games is one of the most difficult things, because hair is so complex geometrically. And so one of the ways that hair can be handled is in a very complex texturing system that involves lots of layers of polygons, but it still doesn't look exactly right. In this next clip, watch how the AI reinterprets hair and physics, and suddenly it looks like a movie. Ready? Watch this.
Go for it.
Right there. Okay. You see how the hair looks? It looks like video game hair, right? And it's good for video game hair, but it's video game hair. You can see the angles where the textured and transparent geometrical planes are. And then you're going to watch this as it transforms it into looking like real hair. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Wow. Look at that. Look at the curves and the parting of the hair on top. It's just, that's amazing. And yes, there are a few places that I can still pick out the polygons, but for the most part, it completely transformed it into realistic hair.
If you look at that for a second, it looks photoreal, and that's really scary and uncomfortable.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So this is going to transform gaming. It's going to be a real problem for movies, because the next step is going to be, can they make this also smooth out animations so that they look realistic? And can it reinterpret animations that are set by motion capture so that they're also slightly different every single time? Because that's what real life is like. Nobody walks the same every single step. These are the changes coming to gaming. Andre, on it, buddy.
Well, my worry is that gaming is just the test pilot here. That's the beta, right? And it's going to have wide replication in use, everything. That's the challenge.
Andre, there's one thing though that I know, and that is AI cannot replace you, buddy. Folks, get over to Real Nordic Noir and subscribe today. And Andre, thank you for even being willing to come on. We were way over, but everybody's been so kind. I said, I'm going to do one more segment by myself. We'd never do that. And then you were back there ready to go. And Andre, people don't know this, but whether it is on the panel or on the screen or on Midnight's Edge, or when it's all the lights are off, the cameras are off, you are a legit good guy in every single way. And the same guy on the screen and on the microphone. And people need to go over and subscribe to you. You also are the trendsetter. You are the pathfinder. You started doing this before just about anybody else. And if it was not for you in Midnight's Edge, none of us would be doing this. So kudos to you, sir. And people, get out there and subscribe to Andre and keep the dream alive. Keep the dream to stream going for Midnight's Edge.
Thanks for the kind words.
Absolutely. And well-deserved by you, sir. Packing Protons for 5. How would Disney handle all the normal investors selling all their stock, then just leaving the big institutionals left? Random thought. Well, they wouldn't like that. Stock would drop. Problem is, a lot of those big institutions would instantly buy up the devalued stock for reasons that would be obvious, because then the stock would rise just based on the purchase of the lower stock value. Also, if you did that in as some sort of crazy conspiracy, you might be going to jail. So, folks, we're not recommending that. What we are recommending, though, is come check us out at 10 a.m. in the morning. We'll be here doing the live preview of the shareholders call. There should be info landing as that's hitting. Valiant Renegade takes over after that. And folks, come join us for that gameplays tonight. Rocket League with Wilton. We'll see if he can steer a car, if he can hit a ball. Ladies and gentlemen, what a show today. Maybe the greatest show we've done in a while. And kudos to everybody who made it possible, including our wonderful panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun. And we're not done. We got more content on Disney. 36 hours of crazy, and then MegaCon too. And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We are done for now, but don't worry. Do not fret. Not yet, for more content is still coming your way 4 times a day right here on the Pro Channel. What a joy it has been to share our time with you. We hope you feel the same. Adding value to your every single day is our job here, and we take it very seriously. Folks, the only thing we ask in return is that you consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it. Stick it to those algorithms. It's the notification bell. And drop a comment right on down below. And folks, if you'd like to subscribe to our partner YouTube channels, That Park Place, That Pod Place, That Game Place, and some of those radio stations like Vacation Radio, well, we certainly would appreciate it. Until the next time we have the honor of spending time and being invited into your day, folks, we go on our way saying this: keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. Remember, this Wednesday is the Disney Shareholders Meeting. Coverage live on the Pro Channel begins at 10 a.m. this Wednesday. Also, friends, if you'd like to join us for MegaCon, we'll have a booth set up for you to join. Info on the screen. Come see Marvin, Lorne, and maybe one more at MegaCon, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday. We'll see you. Thanks for being here. You're the Gigawatts.